Hello everyone, happy holidays. This is Dongfang, your host of the City Talks with Dongfang. One of the greatest things about Christmas is the classic ballet, the Nutcracker. This season, a new immersive Nutcracker called Land of the Sweets is being presented by the Movement Headquarters Dance Company.
On December 17th and 18th, Movement Headquarters presented preview performances of the company's brand new immersive Nutcracker, Land of the Sweets. This holiday classic's heroine, Clara, is now a fully grown adult living in New York City. Feeling nostalgic about the parties her family threw every Christmas Eve as a child, she prepares to host her first extravaganza on her own. Yet nobody shows up. Step alongside Clara as she transforms from happy party host to lonely holiday grump. The audience will have been thrown into the holiday spirit as they join Clara throughout her journey into the Land of the Sweets, where both she and the audience have learned once again to enjoy the sweeter side of life. With choreography by artistic director Barry Kerollis and an original score commissioned by Italian composer Alessandro Paganelli, Movement Headquarters has built a holiday classic unlike the audience has ever experienced.
This innovative immersive artwork is choreographed by the talented Barry Kerollis. Barry is an award-winning choreographer, dance educator, and media personality based in New York City. He enjoyed a 13-year performance career dancing leading roles with the Pacific Northwest Ballet, Houston Ballet, and as a principal guest artist for companies around the country.
As a dance maker, Barry has received commissions from Columbia Ballet Collaborative, Cello Point, Uptown Dance Company, the Men in Dance Festival, and top prize winners attending international ballet competitions. He has received an Outstanding Choreographer Award at Youth America Grand Prix. His works have been performed by Pacific Northwest Ballet and at Steps on Broadway, Mark Morris Dance Center, Philadelphia Fringe Festival, and Alaska Dance Theater.
Hello, Barry. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You've always wanted to express your unique voice as choreographer and storyteller. How did you get the idea of creating this immersive Nutcracker?
So as an American dancer, the Nutcracker is a part of any person's training, all the way from a very young child up until their pre-professional training into their professional career. So for me, Nutcracker has always been a part of my life around the holidays. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those pieces that inspired me to become a dancer. It's where I learned how to become a dancer. And then when I was a professional, we lived for the Nutcracker. So when I started Movement Headquarters, I knew that we would need to have a production of the Nutcracker because it's just an iconic part of the American dance scene. Mm-hmm. And there are so many versions out there. I wanted to make sure that Movement Headquarters had a very unique take. So when we began to build the idea of having an immersive Nutcracker, it was at the beginning of COVID. So we naturally had to work together with solos. Mm-hmm. And that gave us kind of the idea of perhaps we could have one dancer in a room and a small group of people visit that room. Mm-hmm. to see. So it started to bring us away from a traditional stage production of the Nutcracker.
That's right.
And so from that point, we started building out each scene. And this year, we're doing preview performances of our immersive Land of the Sweets as we continue to build the production. And we're doing it in a theatrical setting with a stage and the audience still seated. But over the coming years, as we continue to grow, hopefully as we continue to get out of the COVID era, we will be able to bring it into a larger facility with separate rooms for the dancers and more audience members coming in and out of the rooms, getting to experience the Land of the Sweets.
Wow, exciting. So you're looking forward to bring this to like one day, maybe Broadway?
I would love to take this as far as we can take it. I would love it if we could bring it to Broadway and maybe even start doing national tours and international tours of the production.
Oh, very cool. Tell us about the creation of the movement headquarters and how do you recruit the company members?
So I moved to New York City around 2017. I finished my professional performance career in 2014, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to move forward, but I knew that I wanted to move forward in the dance world. So when I moved to New York, it took about a year or two for me to come up with the idea to create my own company to house my choreography. So in 2019, the seed was planted and we started developing the company, and we had our official launch in February of 2020. We were some of the few dancers and companies in the city that actually got to perform in 2020, which was such an honor. So we were able to launch at that point and make this a home for my choreography. Now, when it comes to dancers, I'm also a dance educator in New York, and I also travel around the country with the Youth America Grand Prix. It's an international ballet competition. And generally, the way that I recruit dancers is I see dancers in class, and then if I enjoy them, I might ask for them to come into a rehearsal or to see them in more classes. And then we might test them out for one program as an apprentice or an understudy. And then if they're really gelling well with the company and if they're a good fit, then we recruit them as full company artists.
Great. You've talked about your long-term plans to bring immersive contemporary ballet theater into public spaces throughout the 5 boroughs. Can you tell us more about this plan?
Yes. So for a long time, audiences have felt that ballet in general is an inaccessible art form, just reserved for people who had money who could buy tickets. And one reason for that is because you had to go to a theater in order to see productions.
Right.
So for us, what we've been trying to do, aside from to bring to the general public, also to distinguish ourselves as a company, we've been trying to find different formats for performances. So for our company debut back in 2020, we had a traditional theater performance, but we knew that we needed to have a diverse portfolio of performance types. So in August 2020, we developed an outdoor performance series called Love Letter, which was inspired by our love for New York City as it reopened after the initial shutdown for the pandemic. So that was sort of our test the waters to see if audiences liked it, and the response was great. Not only was the response great from audience members, it also, we got a great response from grantors. So we got some extra funding in order to put those performances on, and that really got the ball rolling to get us thinking out, not just out of the box, but out of the theater. So as we look towards our seasons in the future, we're looking not just to plan our Love Letter program, that outdoor installation we did throughout boroughs in New York City, but we're looking at other programs and how we can build them in different spaces so that we come to the audience members and they don't have to come to a theater, pay for a ticket to come see us.
Thank you. As a local company that is new and growing, what funding resources do you use to help the company continue to develop? What can people do to support smaller companies like the movement headquarters?
One of the biggest challenges in the not-for-profit arts sector is funding.
Right.
So in in earlier formats like Movement Headquarters, we're a very young company. We've only been around a little over 2 years at this point. A majority of the funding that we receive is actually just private individual donors. And they are really our life source when it comes to helping us put on shows. It's harder to get grants from larger organizations that are waiting to see you get reviews in the press and that are waiting for your big moment. It's harder to get their attention to give you funding. So like I said, we very heavily rely on those individual donations. We're looking to change that though.
Right.
But the best way that people can support us in helping Movement Headquarters grow right now, aside from making a tax-deductible donation to the company, is actually just to attend our shows. The ticketing revenue that we receive for our shows, they actually are responsible for paying the dancers. And they make sure that we can bring quality dancers in and put on the shows. And then beyond that, the best way that people can help Movement Headquarters is to help us gain visibility by sharing the good word of Movement Headquarters, whether that means making a post on social media or telling their friends about a show that they saw and telling them to sign up for our newsletter on our website, which is www.movementhqballet.org.
You have a Facebook page also, right?
We have a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram page, which is at movement_headquarters. So social media now is one of the best ways to get the word out about companies.
Right.
So that would be a great place for people to visit if they want to share what we're doing here in our little dance company.
It's true. You've taught at dance institutions such as Alaska Dance Theater and Pennsylvania Ballet, and you've created a syllabus to train young pre-professional ballet dancers how to move in a more contemporary way. Please tell us your thoughts of this design.
Yeah, I feel very lucky to have had the opportunity to travel around the country to different dance institutions and to connect with students and have anything from a minor to a major influence on their training. One thing that I noticed, one thing I experienced personally was that classically trained dancers were not always being shown how to move in a more contemporary way, but the repertoire of dance companies was shifting. So dancers were being forced to just figure it out as they were going along. So I started thinking about what it would mean to make a classical dancer a little more contemporary. And then I was offered a great opportunity around 2017 to work with the students at Greenwich Ballet Academy, just north of New York City. And during the 3 years that I was there, I developed a syllabus that is specifically designed to teach classical dancers how to deconstruct their technique and to help them go from more lifted and more linear and teach them how to be more grounded and to have more fluidity in their dancing. So that when these dancers go into the professional field, that they already have the tools to perform a modern day repertoire for a dance company versus going and mimicking the movement and trying to figure out as they go along.
Yeah, to you, what's the big changes? Yeah.
The biggest changes in repertoire is just that previously we had ballet, classical ballets, and we had modern pieces. Some people would call them modern ballets. You would see a classical piece would be done on point, and then a modern piece would often be done barefoot. And then slowly the styles started to mesh, and now you might see a classically trained dancer in point shoes doing the same movement that you would see a modern dancer doing that maybe at one point was barefoot. But the second you put point shoes on, it's a completely different beast. So that really is one of the biggest changes that we've been seeing over the past 10 to 15 years as ballet and modern were more separate styles of dance, and as the genres have come closer together to create this style that we call contemporary.
So Movement Headquarters is doing the more contemporary way.
We are the best of both worlds. All of our dancers are classically trained. Okay. They understand what it means to wear point shoes for the women, and they also all understand the tenets of contemporary dance, which might mean that they have to roll on the floor and do some floor work, or maybe they have to be able to roll and undulate through their spine instead of keeping their spine very lifted and straight.
Yes, I can see that from your new production, The Land of Sweets. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. I really appreciate you coming.
Yes, good luck.
Thank you.
Over the past years, Movement Headquarters has continuously brought the art of dance into the lives of New Yorkers and beyond through the digital and live performances, as well as educational dance classes. If you are looking for an organization to support, please consider making a tax-deductible gift with link in bio. Thank you for watching and happy holidays.